Okay, that's usually picked up a front line, and Fnatic has the next with Molten Core dominate also the battles over the shrines. That's pretty nice, and also it really helps you defending against Punishers. That's a big part of it, that you don't take as much damage from an opponent winning the objective. When it comes to the bans, on the other hand, right now Expert hasn't really picked up a front line, and Fnatic has the next pick. So they can actually just say, okay, we're going to ban some of the frontliners out. We pick our second tank then, and we just deny someone like, I guess, it could be a Johanna that we're seeing here. She had a bit of a priority for Expert, and we saw them play with her. So that might be a ban. Not quite the normal ban that you see, but in this situation, I could actually see it happen.
I'll just get rid of Medivh.
No risks taken here.
Poor ADRD. Yeah, in terms of tanks with Bad Bunny, I think in terms of his strengths, his Varian and his Anubrak are the next two that I actually move into.
Arthas is also still on the board, so you could think about them. The question is, okay, that's usually a Cho'Gall. I don't know, right? I mean, like, come on. They take the Tychus and bend the Leoric. I mean, this is either them. Nah, this is not gonna happen, right?
A Cho'Gall with Tychus, Ragnaros, and Lucio.
Expert is the Cho'Gall team.
And you Molten Core. Actually, I'm thinking about it. Around the Shrine phase, you get your Cho'Gall in there. You let Ragnaros help out with the early clear. You get a slight advantage in terms of numbers of minions being cleared out in the Shrine. And then you pop back to Molten Core and you just poke everything down. It's doable.
Like, they are the Cho'Gall team. And once that Leoric ban came through, I can promise you, Fnatic immediately in comms was like, guys, are they going to try this? Because experts are known to do it.
Yeah.
It's one of the maps where they love to do it. Maybe not in official HGC games, but we have seen them play that in the past. They've played it here a couple of times, other tournaments. So I wouldn't put it past them. Let's just put it like this. It could also just be a bait. But they have now with Falset at least a Giant Killer hero. And they have a Nubarak. They let Arthas go, and now just a question. Expert, they probably were just trying to bait something here, or trying to, yeah. Nah, they can't do that. They're not going to do it.
I'm hoping.
I'm hoping too, but I'm just like no.
I'm channeling all happiness. They do
it. There we go.
The Cho'Gall pick.
It's my birthday.
So happy birthday and welcome to HGC, Caldor.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Having a blast here. I like my presents. Cho'Gall, Gaslow, Provios. It's like
little bow.
We
on
have
top.
it all here, guys. We have it all.
So ETC, Malfurion, and Nubek Falstad, they actually have a really hard time killing Cho'Gall in terms of actual strength overall. Karazim is usually one of the last options, but double support Falstad to burn down a Cho'Gall. I will say Karazim can work better now because the level 16 Molten Core has been moved, or the level 13 has been moved to 16. So now you have a window of at least 6 levels to actually use 7-sided strike to burn down Cho'Gall.
Bring in Jimmy.
Bring in the Rainer?
It's nice. It's not going to happen.
The
but
Giant
like,
Killer, I see what you're saying.
The Giant Killer combo after 13, if you have like the stacks and available, like he just bursts targets like this down. But I don't think you can make a play for him. It's just the mobility that is an issue for him.
The other option is, and this is crazy, you get Cocoon for a Nubrak and then you grab Kerrigan and you just try to first fight without the Cho'Gall being up, or you clear the shrines.
Cocoon is actually a good option, but it has never really been used. The Kel'Thas are more just like making sure that they have also like the clear here.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing is like Cocoon is actually a very good option going up against the Cho'Gall. That's one of the things that always interested me, that we kind of don't see it.
I feel like there is a major strength to it if you get the engage. You just dive in, you get the Cho'Gall, and then you find the Ragnaros, Lucio, Tychus. You don't care who you pick. You just get a pick.
You need to dive past your opponent. Though.
True.
And for a lot of them, the argument is always like, yes, if we go into Cocoon, then our Nubarak is too squishy. We can't really keep him alive, and we have trouble just like running a show. So most of them decide against it. But there is a big argument to be made for using Cocoon against the Cho'Gall, just like trying to go in, dive past the opponent, Cocoon, so to say, on the way while you're passing him, jumping straight into the back line, trying to take one down before Cho'Gall comes back. But of course, if your opponent reacts fast and bursts on the Cocoon, then it's tricky.
Well, Kelth also makes sense here. You get percent damage available to you. You also get that clear on the shrines, a Flame Strike being available, the Living Bomb potential, all the positives.
Gravity Labs.
What's that?
Gravity Labs follow up. I mean, we've seen few months back, ETC and Kel'Thas being first picks for exactly that combo. Slide in Gravity Labs after that. Now we have a Malfurion in the mix as well. So there's a lot of tools that they have to lock a single target down. So that works in their favor. And Falstad in the early game, I would expect him to really focus on wave clear. So they just can get those season marksman stacks in. And after 13, with Giant Killer, he is going to do work. This is also one of the games where I personally would think that on 20, we are going to see him go into attack speed, not even into Epic Mode, even though that's a great talent.
Yeah,
Just because...
get the Giant Killer, just completely get Cho'Gall out. Because if Cho'Gall's not available for Tychus, Ragnaros, and Lucio, there's no tank there. There's nothing that he can do.
It's an interesting dynamic with that particular, because we've had that with... I had this discussion with Quacknix a couple of times, actually. Not necessarily because of a Cho'Gall, but just in general. And normally he says, like, yeah, the value that you actually get out of Next Frenzy and just, like, trying to get the damage in is absolutely fantastic, but it's just so good of having that fly and getting isolation kills with it. But in this case, yeah.
Well, let's answer the age-old question. Are two heads better than one? Let's find out. Game number 4, Infernal Shrines, will be the battleground.
Infernal Shrines, and after we saw Gazlowe, after we also saw Probius, Expert, they grace us with a Cho'Gall presence. Played on the Ragnaros, ADRD on the Gal, Bad Benny on Chou, Nick on Tychus, and Curson is rocking the Lucio here.
That Cho'Gall on that mount just looks like he's kind of laying down on a lazy boy or something. Fnatic on the far right, the red team will be here looking to close out this series as they are currently up 2-1 over Rexup. Smexy will be the Malfurion, Breeze on ETC. We're going to have Falstad being played by Quacknix, so watch out for those rotations as he should be stacking up that season. Marksman Schwimpy on Kel'Thas and Wubby on Anubarak.
Yeah, and I'm just pitting all the people that don't watch HGC today because they're definitely doing it wrong. We had some crazy drafts already, and the show just continues. So we have Cho'Gall in the game, and this is one of those maps, again, where Cho'Gall is actually pretty good. And one of the main reasons for that is that when you talk about the objective, we have single objectives every phase. If you look at a map like House of Doom, for example, where you can have 5 altars opening on the map, then you are a little bit more in trouble. But in this particular, or 4, sorry, but in this particular setup right now, you can always focus on a single fight. It's very hard to play around the Cho'Gall here.
That it is. And speaking of Cho'Gall, do remember that he did have changes as of late.
Yes.
His trait is actually fought between Chou and Gall. You can actually get more damage on Gall if Gall takes away the trait, or of course you get more resistance if you put it on Chou. Now, in competitive play, I'm assuming we're going to see the resistance picked up very often, that armor being so helpful for that Chou. So watch out for it. You'll see a little flash above the body based on which one is being grabbed.
Yeah, so at this point, oh, there comes already an engage attempt. Wubby being pushed back by Lucio for just a moment, but they're still able to move back here. So again, one of the things that how Expect drafted this is they picked the Tychus for themselves because the percentage damage is one of the biggest threats to Cho'Gall, and they banned out Leoric. And that was the moment when Fnatic started to realize, hey, wait a second, boys, this could be a thing. One of the reasons why they picked that Falstad. So it not only offers them the global mobility, but Season Marksman is going to be extremely important for them, especially towards 13. So this is one of the things that Fnatic is aiming now for. 13 is going to be a huge power spike for them. If they can get ahead early on already, they will of course do so. But after 13, they are going to look way more to actually take Cho'Gall down.
Big engage there, going to have the knockback. ADRD is actually saving his teammate by pushing him there out of the engage from the power slide into the Gravulapse that you're talking about. That combo, so nice save there by ADRD on the Cho'Gall. The clear begins around the minion phase. We do have Fnatic getting into 5 and a 0. We're going to finally see Expert move forward, and I'm watching Blade. Remember, that Molten Core could be utilized.
Alright guys, I'm gonna go do a little lake walk, and I'll probably finish this game. Sorry for the interruption, but it's a good Cho'Gall game. We'll see. Probably back in like an hour.